All right, guys, welcome back to another video of Shahman J. Let's talk Galaxy S24 Plus. Now, the Plus it obviously is the device in the center, obviously, like that middle. Samsung will probably call this the other device to the Ultra, or the better version of the 24. This is the 24 Plus, and this one has a lot to offer. So let's run this down in my last 36 hours. It's been about 36 hours, almost 48, but let's just call it 36. And this is impressive. So in the last 36 hours, I was able to get on a single charge. It lasted about a day and a half, a little over a day and a half, and I got about almost 7 hours of screen on time. Well, I thought that was pretty impressive. This battery life is great, man. I literally just let it run. I'm just gonna let it run. I'm not gonna worry about. Normally, when I'm in like that review phase, I think more about, okay, I need to make sure I'm monitoring this. This time, I just say, the excitement wears off. Like the unboxing, I was hyped. I was like, yeah, I can't believe this. I slept on this. You know what I'm saying? But now the reality is set in less than 24 hours, and I can tell that this is probably the better choice for a lot of people over the Ultra. Whether they want to admit it or not, people want the Ultra this is the 24 Ultra. A lot of people might want this probably for all the wrong reasons, but everybody should buy what they want to buy. I'm not telling you not to buy it. I'm just saying this phone offers, I could easily say 95% or 99% of the options of the Ultra. It doesn't have an S Pen, and it doesn't have the extra camera lenses back there. But I mean, this 4,900 milliamp hour battery inside, this thing kills it. Like, this thing is sick, man. I mean, this thing lasted, and at that 36 hour mark, it still had about 15 to 14% left. So it was telling me that it could last, even longer, but I was like, nah, I'm gonna go ahead and charge it up. So I went ahead and charged it up. But in 36 hours, I was able to grab just under 7 hours of screen on time, or right around 7 hours of screen on time. So I thought that was pretty impressive. Because normally when you first get it, what I do when I get a device, I charge it to 100%. And while I'm, getting all my apps and everything set up properly, I'm charging it during that time, and I don't mess with it while I'm doing the sync. So I basically did a transfer from my Ultra to this device. And that way I can have all my stuff on there. And I just put it on the charger and let it sync up, let it completely finish. And then once it hits 100, then I take it off the charger and start using it, which means I start signing into all my apps, doing everything I need to do. And it lasted on that last charge just a little over a day and a half. And I probably could have went a little bit longer, but I was like, it just happened to die later in the evening. So I went and put it on the charger last night, got up this morning, 7 o'clock or whatever, took it off the charger, and it's at 81% now because I've been really on it a little. Let's go into the battery settings right now, and I'll show you exactly where the battery is right now. And there you go. I last charged it almost 4 hours ago. I took it off the charger 4 hours ago. So roughly around 8 or 7. And then you can see today I've already got 2 hours and 35 minutes. You know what I mean? So that is strong battery life, man. I mean, that's just crazy. Of the last 4 hours, I've been on it for just over 2.5 hours. So, you know what I mean? Like, you're going to get some quality battery out of this device. You're going to get some good battery out of this device. Hands down, if you can't get good battery out of this device, you must really be doing gaming all day or something like that. So battery life is important, and because a lot of people might say, okay, Jay, it's got that Quad HD display now. How did that hit the battery? Well, I instantly put it to Quad HD. Once I got it out of the box, and I set it to 120 hertz adapters. I didn't put it. It came on standard, but I changed it to there, and then I set the resolution to Quad HD immediately. Because if I'm buying this, I want the full. You know what I'm saying? I want to experience everything. And then I put it on, I always keep it on vivid. But you know what I'm saying? Like it's set. The screen is at the highest resolution. I got all of the apps, everything is there. It's a good look. So if you're worried about battery life, this one has a 4,900 milliamp hour battery life, folks, and it's a win. It's a freaking win. Now we'll jump to hardware real quick. Now I have the Samsung official leather case. It'll be here tomorrow at the recording this video. So depending on when you're looking at that, check and see if the video's already out or whatever. But I ordered a tempered glass. I also have the Samsung official tempered glass too. Because actually we ordered 2 of these. One from Samsung for her, and did the little thing where you get the discount on the case and the screen protector. So I got that leather case and that screen protector from Samsung, but I went into Best Buy and bought mine. So they gave my wife $650 for the S23 Plus, and I think we got those phones for like $100. I don't even know, but nonetheless, she traded in her S23 Plus. And once she saw this, like I went and picked mine up, and she was like, "Oh yeah, I gotta have that." So bought the 512 for her too, and got the official leather case. I'll show you that. But I did buy a tempered glass and a camera protector module. I just bought it, for $5. I got like 5 tempered glasses and stuff like that, just in case, what I'm saying? Because I don't like to wear cases, but I did get the leather case for when I do take this phone outside. So at the hardware, I've talked about the Quad HD display. Let me show you. Let me just load up something here, and I'll show you the microphone. And there it is, folks. Here's my 2024 Mustang GT sitting on iBox Sportline. Look at that. So this screen's way down here. Let's just put it on half. This one is 1.5 in the front. Beautiful. And 1.3 in the rear. Now my wheel and tire setup, I told you in another video, but I'll tell you. This is a beautiful thing right here, because the brightness is on half. And the peak brightness on this is 2600, but folks, you'll never really get that indoors. You got to hit some serious direct sunlight. It's got to be really strong to hit that 2600. But the nits on here, but nonetheless, this is at half brightness, and it's super clean. It's just super clean. It's so beautiful. It's incredible, man. But I wanted to show you the display there, man, because the display on here is probably one of the main highlights that some people might miss coming from the 23 Plus, because it has that 1080p joint. So all I can say is that if you are worried about the display being like a certain way, you're gonna love this display. Straight up, it's a hit. It's beautiful, man. Now, taking away from the display, look at the hardware. So I'm gonna go ahead and bring in, before I show that 24 Ultra to you again, here is my iPhone 15 Pro. Now this is the Pro, so you see it's a little bit bigger than the Pro. But if we got a white 14 Plus, 14 Max or whatever, and a 13 Max and a 15. My son has the 15 Max, but this is the 15 Pro, and so these colors, it's very similar to me. Even though this is like a gray, this is like a silky white, but it's so beautiful. But the hardware, pretty identical. Look at that. It's pretty close. It's beautiful. It's a good look. That really drew me in to getting this. And this is so lightweight, man. Like this is perfect, man. So I think if ever, you were concerned about like the beautifulness of the screen or whatever, it's good. But the hardware is what I'm going to talk about. My bad. The screen is just so good. Round. This is such a good look. This hardware is so round, and I like it. It's easier to hold. Like, you can't deny it. Like, this is much easier to hold than the 24 Ultra. It's easier on the hands. Now the Ultra, I have big hands, so I can hold either one, but I got to get my separated camera lens protectors for this one, because I didn't know that thing came like that. But anyway, yeah, this is a good look from Samsung, man. It's a good look. For those that don't want the boxy design of the Ultra, I think you're going to, let's make sure my phone is clear. So I think you're going to love this design on the Plus. You're going to love it. I'm sure you are. You still get a Quad HD display. You get an easier phone to hold in your hand. Like, you look at how boxy it is. It's a preference thing. I've bought the Ultras. I'm recording with an Ultra. My S23 Ultra is recording this video. Here's my S24 Ultra. And I just think the Plus models really hit hard, man. They look and feel really good for what you're getting into. So if you were on the fence about hey, should I get the Ultra? If you're not going to use that S Pen and you feel like you just aren't going to use this super zoom telephoto lens, and I'm going to recommend the Plus, man. I'm always going to recommend the Plus. The Plus is if you have a 14 Pro Max or a 13 Pro Max or just any of the Maxes, any of the bigger iPhones, this is what you're feeling. This is more lightweight, and the hardware feels pretty much identical. It's a little bit thinner too. Other than that, this hardware is great. Now, again, I do have these ugly camera module covers. I just put that on there, like I said, temporarily, till my case comes in. But nonetheless, and my individual modules, but this hardware, it's crazy. They done a good job on it, man. They done a good job, and I'm happy that the Plus model finally got that Quad HD display. That 4900 milliamp battery is hitting. So aside from screen, software, and everything, Samsung out the box, this phone bumped all the way up to the March security patch. We are in March. This phone got 2 software updates right out the box. It just went up to the March security patch. So when I look at my pixels or whatever, they're not, and I'm not saying this to say that, I'm so happy that it's got the March update. It's just conversation to me, because I've told you, I don't even care if the devices get a software update or not, as long as they're working. As long as they're working, I'm cool. This could stay on the same security patch. But some of you guys get very anal. Start to me, well, it's gonna be vulnerable. We're vulnerable to attacks anywhere, son. That's just how it is. But nonetheless, the software on here, you still have this software suite over here to the side where you can add, whatever you want to add. That's just going to be there. You can add multiple apps in there. You could launch two at the same time. You could do all that. I'm not really into that like I used to be, but I can tell you that the software on here is great. No ifs, ands, or buts. It's phenomenal software. Period. It flows. Shout out to BG Tech Life. And it's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. So Samsung's One UI 6.1 is known for being flooded with software. And like I said, as long as you don't feel like you need the S Pen, I'm saying, like, you're gonna love the Plus. It's a hit. Straight up, you get pretty much the same software minus the S Pen, and you can still use a pen on the display. It just won't be the S Pen. You have to buy those little stylus, and they work perfectly fine. Now, in the last day or so, I've definitely been popping out some photos. This is the front camera, folks. This is sick. It's sick. Any members? Or my USA CCA members, if you know what that is. This is a sick set of cameras, straight up. I'm gonna do a separate video on the cameras. I mean, this is the front camera. I've just been testing the front camera like crazy. It's sick. I'm not really a selfie type person, but I only do it for social media because people like, oh man, I want to see what the front camera look like. The front camera shoots 4K 60. It shoots 4K portrait video. It does it all. The rear camera, don't even get me started. It's a hit, man. These cameras hit hard, straight up. No ifs, ands, or buts. They hit hard. So if you're worried about, oh my gosh, I'm gonna lose some of nah, you're good. The quality is hitting. So in the first day and a half or so, going on 2 days, I love the cameras. Battery life is popping. This phenomenal battery life. I've literally only charged this phone. Last night was when I first charged it, and I've had it for going on 2 days. So that is an indicator to me that this phone is going to have better battery life, or just as good, if not. So far, I have better battery life on this than I do my Ultra. I have the same apps. They're set up the same. They both have SIM cards or whatever. They're both on the same network. Everything's the same. And this has a 5,000 milliamp battery inside, but you do have a bigger display by a little bit. You might have some more software over here, but these phones are set up identical. They were transferred from each other. So, yeah, I don't know what it is. And that's not to say that the Ultra is getting like much worse. I mean, I'm talking about like a 30-minute difference, maybe a 30 minutes to 45 minutes difference. That's not a lot, but it's noticeable if you're in a pinch. I'm saying if you're in a situation, you need that battery life. Yeah, you're going to need it. So nonetheless, I noticed in the last day and a half, I love the battery. I love the cameras. I love the screen. Hardware is so good. I've been wearing it with no case. Again, like I said, I don't wear cases typically, and I've left the house multiple times. So that's why I put on a camera protector and a little screen protector. But I'm gonna pop this off tomorrow, and probably take this off too and put my official Samsung screen protector on here, and I'll show you the leather case or whatever that I got. So I'm excited, man. I'll probably follow up with a little bit of gaming and stuff like that once I get into it a little bit more. I'm not into gaming or whatever, but you already know the Snapdragon Gen 3 is going to hit hard because the performance is good. If the performance is good, the battery is good, the screen is beautiful, and the cameras are good, it's just going to come down to what do you like, what design do you like on smartphones now, because it's getting a little out of hand, with 200 megapixels, 3,000 megapixels. This is crazy right now. Social media can't even process a lot of that stuff. You can't even view it the same online. So only thing I can say is if you are thinking about getting this phone, stop thinking about it and just do it. You're going to love it. It's your man Jay. Hope you guys enjoyed. The S24 Plus is a hit. I'll see you in the next one. Take care.